Good morning, boys and girls. I hope that you all are well and welcome back to Social Science. Today we are doing geography and our topic is food that people eat. We are going to start off with a short activity. I want you to look at the screen and choose 3 food items that are your favorite, and I want you to remember these for later. I am going to choose the apple, the cheese, and the chips. People and food. Food is the most basic need we require to survive. That is why when the riots were taking place, everyone was so concerned of where they were going to get food from because people were stealing all the food. Without food, we would die of starvation. We attain our food from either plants or animals. Plants give us our fruits and vegetables, and animals give us our meat and cheese and eggs. Food from plants. Plants give us many things. Plants give us vegetables, fruits, and cereals. Plants also give us coffee, tea, oil, and spices, as well as sugar. When we are talking about the plant, we eat different parts of the plant. For example, if we are having lettuce, the lettuce comes from the leaf of the plant, whereas the carrots come from the root of the plant. So we eating different parts of the plant. Food from animals. Animal products are rich in vitamins and proteins. Milk, eggs, meat, and fish are the food products we get from animals. Such animals include cows, sheep, chicken, and goats. Classifying between plants and animals. Now remember the food items I told you to remember for later? This is where we are going to need it. I want you to think of your 3 food items that you have chosen, and I want you to classify them of whether it comes from the plant or does it come from an animal. For example, the 3 that I chose, which are the apple, the chips, and the cheese. The apple comes from the plant. The chips, which is formed from potatoes, is from a plant. And then lastly, the cheese comes from an animal, which is the cow. There are different ways in which we get the food that we eat. This includes buying, growing, hunting and collecting, and fishing. The first way we can get the food that we need is by buying. People who live in towns and cities buy their food. They get their food from local shops and supermarkets. For example, if you need a loaf of bread, you can go to maybe the small shop that is on your road and buy the bread that you wanted. Or if we need a whole lot of groceries and we have a really long shopping list, we go to supermarkets such as Checkers or Pick n Pay to get our groceries. We can also buy food from takeaways such as Nando's and KFC. The second way of getting the food that we need is by growing it. Farmers use the land to grow different types of crops such as wheat and corn, which they will then sell to shops or to manufacturing companies. For example, they will sell wheat to a manufacturing company who will then change it into bread. At home, people can also grow their own fruit and vegetables in their garden. However, they must consider that not all fruits and vegetables can grow in their garden. Perhaps you can grow tomatoes, you can grow curry leaf, but certain things such as wheat and corn will need a large area, a large space to grow in, so it will not be compatible for a small backyard garden. The third way of getting the food that we need is by collecting and hunting. In some parts of the world, people still rely on collecting and hunting. This means that collecting and hunting was a way of getting food in the past. An example is the San community in South Africa. The women spend a lot of time collecting berries, roots, plants, and fruit. These food collectors know what is good to eat and what is poisonous. Poisonous is something that can make you very ill or even kill you if you eat it, while the men would go out and hunt animals such as bucks for them to eat. The last way of getting the food that we need is by going fishing. People who live near the ocean, a river, or lake can catch fish. Often people from towns and cities go to beaches or lakes to fish. Freshwater fish are kept in dams or lakes. Freshwater means water that is not salty. That means it does not have any salt in it. For example, during the sardine season, many people go to the beach to go and catch sardines to come and sell it. That is referred to as fishing. Or people will go deep sea fishing and they will catch larger fish. Or people that have fish shops, they will send people out to go fishing for them, or they hire a company that does fishing and will ask them to bring the fish to them. We are now going to do an activity. If we look at the table, it says food item and it says how can we get it. So we learned the 4 different ways that we can get food, which is buying, collecting and hunting, growing, and fishing. Now you are going to look at the different food items that we have there, and you are going to say whether you can buy it, grow it, go fishing, or you can collect it or go hunting. I will do the first one to show you how it's done, and then you all are going to do the rest on your own, and then we are going to look at all the answers. So we have strawberries. So how can we get strawberries? We can get strawberries by buying it, we can get strawberries by growing it, and we can get strawberries by collecting it. So those are the 3 ways in which we can get strawberries. Now you are going to do the same thing for cow meat, sardines, cereal, and chips, which is the potatoes. And then we are going to do the answers after. Okay, now let's go through the answers for the activity. We did the first one, which was strawberries, which is buying, collecting, and growing. Cow meat, we can either buy it or we could go hunting. Sardines, we can either buy it or we can go fishing. Cereal, we can buy it. Now we can't grow cereal, we will grow this wheat. So here specifically we are talking about cereal that comes in the box. If we had wheat, then we would say you can either buy it, collect it, or grow it. Next we have potatoes. Potatoes, you can either buy it, you can collect it, or you can grow them. If you got all these answers correct, or most of the answers correct, give yourself a big clap. Well done, children. It is now that time of the lesson where I tell you what work you need to do. So you are going to start off by opening your geography notebooks, and you are going to make a flap that says term 3, the same way you did for history and you did in term 2. Then you are going to write the date, you are going to write the day, and you are going to cut out the notes from your work pack on page 5, the work that says food and farming in South Africa. Then you're going to leave a line and you're going to write activity 1, and you're going to draw a table like the one in your work pack, which shows food from plants, food from animals. Then on page 7, you will see the pictures of the different food items. You will cut out each individual item and you will stick it in the column that it belongs to from the table that you drew. For example, the cheese, you are going to either stick it in the column that's food from plants or in the column that's food from animals. Then you will turn to page 9 of your work pack, and the notes that says different ways people get their food, you are going to cut out the notes and you are going to stick it in your notebook. Once you are done cutting out your notes, you are going to write activity 2, SS textbook, page 49. And then you are going to answer question 2 of activity 2 only. So only question 2 you are going to answer from activity 2. Do not answer any of the other questions, only question 2. Okay, children, we have now come to the end of our lesson. I hope you have learned something new today. I hope that you paid attention. Please do not forget to do your all's work, because we will be doing corrections for it next week. Hope you have a good day, and I will see you all next week Tuesday for geography once again. Bye!